Morning all, welcome back to the channel. It's Chrissy Sawyer here. How are you doing? I'm going to pull a few cards and see what comes through because it's feeling a bit active this morning. Feels like the Wheel of Fortune is turning. Can you feel the energy ramping? I noticed this morning that in the last 3 days, 2 spirit levels have come into my life. I hear you saying, what's the relevance of that? Oh, no idea. I found one spirit level in the shed and the other spirit level arrived on a new tripod that I've just bought. And I just find that I'm noticing that if a third one arrives, I'll fall off my perch. It's interesting. So yeah, spirit level. Let's have a look. So the first, hidden focus, right? Let's talk about focus. My mind is very excited. It's busy. It's in a lot of different places all at the same time. So it's learning how to function in a multidimensional way, and that can look crazy, and I'm cool with that. So focus. Yeah, okay. So I guess I'm speaking to the dancers of light now. So those who dance with spirit, those who know their inner cathedral. There are some gigantic downloads coming in at the moment. Do you remember me talking about destiny points are being activated at the moment? New energies are coming in. We can call those guides, whatever, but it's all just energy. New energy streams are coming online, and certain things are going to get activated in you. And the focus is so much energy. There's going to be a lot of unconscious movement today. Focus. That's what I'm going to call today. Focus or lack of it. The big downloads take some unpacking, must be treated with patience and respect. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I forget the basics. Like, I forget that in the last 2 days, I've had a massive download. And so when I get big downloads, these muscles down here start doing this, and they do it all day. And it's a bit irritating, and I have to keep moving it out and shaking or doing some dancing. But that's my body at a cellular level unpacking this download. So big downloads need, in the physical, plenty of water, plenty of rest, and plenty of silence. So that's really honoring the unpacking, the realization of knowing it without to knowing it within, sensing it and feeling it within at a cellular level. That's better. That's brought me back a little bit. So you might be feeling constant activity. So I've got this timeline meridian is activating today. It's quite busy. The crown seems permanently open. The third eye seems permanently out, and I'm cool with that. Again, it's what you can bear. So, you know, if that's too much, then you've got control of your chakra centers. So just bring the crown in and close it to what's right for me. Use those, something like that. Crown chakra, please close to what's right for me. So lots of upper chakra activations, particularly the higher heart. For about 4 or 5 months now, I've been seeing lots of higher heart awakening. This is, for me, the rebirth of the innocent child. It's how we came here to play. How we came here to play. the rebirth of passion. And the first card out is surrender. Did we get that card yesterday or something like it? Yes, surrender to what is. So what is now this morning? My energies are a bit multidimensional. So I'm in lots of different places, doing lots of different things simultaneously. And so that means, well, that is, so I'll meet that as it is. And that means improving my level of mastery in navigating that energy. So the surrender comes if I don't argue with it, if I don't try and normalize it or make it right or good, just accept it as it is, name what it is. I was having a conversation with my internal guidance last night, and it went something like, so it was kind of workshopping. I was in a workshop environment, just reflecting on some of the workshops that I've done. And so this scenario was being played back to me, and it was about people in emotional turmoil and how to get to the truth of that. And there was a real kind of name what it is. And I could just see it going through layers, and it starts at the bottom layer of he said, she said. You did that to me. This is separate thinking. This is, I'm not owning my feelings yet. And then it kind of goes up a notch into name what happened. And then it goes up a notch into transcend the emotion, now name what happened. And it just gets clearer and cleaner and clearer and cleaner. And you remind me of that sentence, beautiful sentence. Discover the facts and follow them without bias. I love that sentence. So where there is emotional turmoil, there can also be this fogging, this lack of focus. And in those situations, it's best just to name what happened. From a person-centered point of view, that happened and that was said and that made me feel this way. So the bit that you're going to work on is that made me feel. Focus. Why am I telling them this? Okay, right. Right. So it's to do with one of these yod points. One happened on the 8th of the 8th, like it wasn't powerful enough that day. The other happened on the 10th of the 8th, and they happened on two different axes. The second one is happening on the Virgo Libra. I'd have to check my notes, but you can check it out, axes, which is the rebalancing of emotional processing. So it's basically learning to walk your path learning to walk your path above your emotions. So this is that's going to be cooking for the next 6 months. I honor the truth in surrender as it opens me to gifts of divine grace. Yeah. Divine grace is that acceptance on every level. And this is where the inner conflict gets born. I don't like that. I don't want that. That isn't right. That isn't good. Yada, yada. Divine grace is, I am here and this is where I am. Now let's examine how I feel about that. Because when you examine how you feel about that set of circumstances or situation, what you might find is that actually anchors into the past. It's part of your ancestral story. And you have a choice. Do you want to carry on carrying that story? I'm getting quite deep. I thought this was going to be a light and frilly. It's not. Okay, so to support this surrendering is lovely. It's about moving from the emotions to the instincts. So in the instincts, we can respond really quickly if we don't second guess ourselves. So I'm not going to talk about intuition here, because for me, they're two different things. Instinct is gut response. Gut response to move towards or away from. Gut response to engage or disengage, same thing. Gut response of how this affects me. How does this make my body feel? And then we move to the active intelligence of the body. So a couple of days ago, I caught my foot and went, ouch, and then I looked at it, and the whole of the top of my foot is swollen. Is it called a hematoma, where it fills with fluid? And I thought, how the hell has that happened? And I tracked back and remember my foot sliding under a low shelf. So I think I probably cracked a bone in my foot. So I did that and then just mindlessly and ignorantly carried on with life. But in the background, my body has put the blue light on the roof of the car, and emergency services have come in. They've filled the wound with fluid, and now it's beginning its own healing process, free from the ignoramus, unconscious part of me. And I just kind of wondered in awe at the consciousness of that, of my body taking over its own healing process after I wounded it. And so I checked it this morning, and the hematoma, or the fluid, is coming down. And so the pain is going to come in now. So the fluid ameliorates the pain. Isn't that clever? I mean, that's body intelligence. So I'm sending messages of thanks to my body for having such a powerful healing response. And do we even notice that? Do we notice when we wound the body how it naturally heals, or do we rush straight to meds? So the body is the blueprint. It's also the betrayer. So it will give away the story with hidden movements and actions and triggers, physical triggers. And so when we drop into the body and out of the egoic mind that wants to fix, solve, and mend in the mental, and drop into the body in the physical, we can reveal those stories. The story will come out. I remember once, years ago, like a long time ago, I think it was when I was studying Reiki. And so there was lots of purification going on in my body. And I was making a cup of tea and my left knee just kind of gave way. There's this sharp pain and my left knee kind of gave way. So I stopped what I was doing, tuned in, and put my healing hand on my knee and just said, speak. And showed me this really clear vision of an old injury, not from this time. So it gave me an opportunity to practice my Reiki. So I did some Reiki on it and it disappeared. So it's just healing an old timeline. That's all stored in the body. Wow, okay. Wow. I'm sensing there's going to be a lot of physical healing going on as these old timelines. What's the difference then? It's going to elevate. So the timelines have been being cleared for a while now, probably about a year. I've sensed it, year and a half. I'm just noticing my energy's changing. Bear with me. It could intensify. So it's like there's old codings being pulled out of the elevated, both. So the old codings are going to be elevated and pulled out the old belief systems. Yeah, please God, yeah. Old religious timelines I'm getting. Yeah, okay. I hope that made sense. So I embrace my body. I honor and embrace all of my body. I am receptive to her specific needs. So listening. These are both kind of listening cards, aren't they? Really tuning in. I heard myself say the word insanity this morning. I was leaving a comment on one of my favorite YouTube channels. And after I'd left the comment, it was about when I willfully triggered a psychosis because I needed a break from reality when I went down the rabbit hole 100 years ago. And yeah, and I was just kind of doing something else this morning and insanity came to me. Of course. Yesterday when I said intuition, so I am the pupil and the teacher. The book is within. Every module of learning I will ever need for this lifetime. So then intuition, insanity. Dying, light bulbs going off this morning. Insanity, the thing that gets medicated in the collective, is about the realization of truth, the clear lens. Wow. Let's see what Isis has to say. And I'm going to ask, how are these energies going to affect the collective, please? What's the main storyline of how these energies, this listening and tuning in? Wow. This is a time of significant spiritual growth and healing. But it doesn't feel like what we know as shadow work, do some deep work, doesn't feel anything like that. It feels like, how deeply can you surrender? So this is about relax and allow your transformation. Allow. See, when the mind wants to take over and make it understandable, meaningful, purposeful, right, wrong, good, bad, you lose the meaning. In allowing it and surrendering to it and naming what it is, 2 spirit levels. End of sentence. It's 2 spirit levels today I'm noticing coming into my life. Maybe in 5 years' time, something will happen. I'll go, wow. I was staring at a painting I painted, I don't know, 8 years ago. I was staring at this painting this morning when I was eating my breakfast. And I just thought, oh my God, I know what that painting's called. I now know what the painting is called. Nothing is wasted. We just want it all now. So yeah, let go of needing to know, let go of attachment to outcome, let go of expectation. Trust unconditionally in what's happening for you. Not at you or to you, for you. Wings of Isis. That's what feels like is going on here. It feels like the wings of Isis are opening up. Wings of Isis. That gives me the image of the eagle, the bird's eye view, the bigger picture. See the bigger picture so that you don't get lost in the minutiae of what's happening. See the bigger picture, see the bigger shift. This is about the multidimensional self, connections with other worlds, physical, non-physical, multidimensional. And we're about to go out of alignment with the galactic center, which is why all these massive downloads have been coming in. This is about fearlessness, compassion, and service to the collective. Not servitude, service. It is willful. It's a forward movement. It's that thing I cannot not do. It's driven by passion. It's not driven by codependency. If I do this nice thing, will you like me, please? Will I be acceptable? There's nothing to do with that. So, how are these changes going to affect us? Well, expansion is how they're going to affect us. Really learning to tune in and get to know your body. I've always said, as long as I've been a private practitioner, the first thing I do with clients is get them back into their body. There are so few people that live in their body, that occupy every cell. Right, so this is talking about a big calling here, this Wings of Isis. I'm just reading the card. Yeah. It's about birthing a higher level of consciousness. So there's going to be, after we unpack the downloads that have been coming in for the last, I would say 2 weeks, after we unpack, and they'll be active for 6 months, so there's no rush. We're going to be birthing a higher consciousness. One of my clients gave me the word bifurcation the other day, and I love it when people give me words I'm not familiar with. It's the division. The division. And the recalcitrant souls who decide not to move and not to elevate are still holding a position in the systemic field. So no disrespect. I know I do sometimes, and I always will. But when I give over to my ego, but we all hold a place in this, in the system. Oh, I understand now. Okay. Yeah. So the elevated consciousness is to do with fearlessness, compassion, and service. Beautiful. Okay, let's start wrapping this up. I want some of these bad boys. I do. Okay, let's have a shamanic oracle. What's the best way that we can honor the unpacking? What's the best way that we can honor the unpacking of these huge downloads? Hmm, 18. Oh, I get so much with this card. Sorry, let me share. I get the words take it to ground with this. Because as these new light codes come in, how we put them into the earth grids is a thing. Do it carelessly, consciously. carelessly or consciously, sorry. Yeah, there's a kind of, the energy that this is bringing through is a kind of wrap it up and bring it home now. Putting down the old kit bag. I can literally see a big leather tool bag. We're just putting it down. It's this 10 of Wands energy. Put down your burdens. Ooh, wow. Yeah. Put down your burdens. That's the best way that we can support ourselves. That does, doesn't it? That opens up a whole gamut. I don't know where to start with this. Our burdens can be our stock in trade. It's how we trade in relationships. This is old Piscean era martyr victim energy. And so part of the will might not want to put the burdens down because the burdens actually define us. The wounded warrior, that's a definition. Even the earth keeper is a definition. And let me phrase this as a question. When you tune into your body, and I invite you to lay down your burdens and rest as these activations happen, what happens in you? What happens in you? Can you imagine a life that is burden-free as you know it? Can you imagine a life that is joyful and passionate and playful? That's lovely. Thank you. Well, that's a lovely card. Oh, reap the rewards, the birth of the new. Oh, gosh. Oh, it makes me want to sing. Reaping the rewards. This is the birth of the new. Yep. And we have the tower coming in, the lightning. Well, I think the lightning's been coming in for the last 2 weeks, and this is the unpacking. Coming in that very creative 30 energy. You see the sword of truth coming in here. You are not all you think you are. You are so much more. Oh, wow, there's an outline of a human I've just seen. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. This last 2 weeks has been a massive heart opening, heart chakra and higher heart chakra for so many people. Just like, how much heart work can we do? I think the heart is infinite. I've been doing heart work for decades and it just keeps growing. I think it's infinite. Wow. Yeah, there's a real pacing energy here. Because I don't know about you, but here we go. Yeah. Wings of Isis. So I was seeing. So part of the pacing is to see the bigger picture. Okay, and when you see the bigger picture, you don't get lost in it. It's kind of sits above the ego or the egoic need for small wants. This is so much more. There's yeah. Pace, because it hasn't been unpacked yet. Pace, because you don't yet have the clarity. right? The clarity is coming in, but it needs time and pacing. It needs the mind to temporarily go into a state of confusion, because confusion equals change. It's change. That's all it is. It's turning the mind. Okay. We avoid change, and we think confusion defines us as somehow inadequate, generally. Confusion's good. It's a state of change. It's flux. Go with the flux. Yeah. Here's the healing. Whoa, wow. Oh my God, look what's coming in now. It is going to get beautifully deep. And I want to bring this card back in, because there's going to be some big revealing of truth, personal and collective. This is going to, yeah, wow, look at this portal energy here. Focus and direction. I think this might be the next chapter. Good God, wow. Yeah, this is the healing. So yeah, that might be another reading for another day. Here now, today, surrender to what is. What is might be a big download that you don't quite understand. What is might be a physical change, like the download physically is creating pain in the brainstem, a lot of headaches. As the heart opens, it's going to feel some kind of way if you're in tune with your body. You might be getting sacroiliac pain, base of the spine, reactivation of the base. So here now is put down your burdens, slow unpacking, get to know your body at a cellular level. If you scroll back through my videos, there's I'd like to record more meditations. It's obviously not the time, but I did a meditation podcast called The Cosmic Heart. I think I did it 11/11/2020. So if you want to do a meditation to just get you into your body, then yeah, that one's a good one. I'm not going to go into those cards. Here and now, big picture, let go, put down your burdens. Put down your burdens. It's time for you to fly. That's it. Put down your burdens. It's time to fly. Right, that's the title. I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks so much for your likes. Thanks for your comments. I love your comments. Please subscribe if you like what you're hearing, and I'll see. Sorry, that was quick incoming. I'm going now. I'll see you all again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.